Oh, Thomas. Hawk Daddy. Here I am, trying to make a pleasant video where I rip you to shreds about your opinions on equal treatment between Cat Noir and Ladybug. But little did I know, in the background, you and the entire Miraculous fandom is on fucking fire right now. For the sake of my and everyone else's sanity, I will not be addressing the allegations, shall we say, that are raised against dear Mr. Astruc, because I don't want to. I might at a later date when I get more facts, but right now I am not ready to deal with that burning shit dumpster fire. We're only gonna focus on this, the topic of this video. That's all we're gonna focus on. If you want to expand more, my Twitter is open for a discussion, but not here, not now. I cannot handle two asinine things at once. So okay, this video stems from the fact I have a friend on Twitter. We were gonna make a video about this, but my forgetful ass kept forgetting to get on the fucking Discord call, like make the Discord call we agreed on, and now they're having issues, so they cannot be present in this video for some personal reasons, and I respect that, but hopefully we'll be able to maybe make a video in the future, maybe even addressing these Thomas allegations. But they sent me this tweet of Thomas screaming into the void that is the Twitter hellfire hellscape, saying, "Because the leader is the girl," in reply to Mary at Bummirat at Thomas Astruc. "Tell me why Adrien cannot be the main focus of the show." And that is what Thomas is screaming at, because the leader is the girl. Now, if that was all this motherfucker said, I wouldn't be as pissed as I am right now. But let's even deconstruct this. Batman and Robin. Sometimes there's more focus shown on Robin. Hell, I like Nightwing more than Batman, and he's an extension of Batman, and we get focus on it. Hell, we get spin-offs of it. Superman and Supergirl. It could be argued people like Supergirl more. She has the whole CW series that I refuse to watch because it's not really canonical or what I know of the Supergirl series, but there is that. Hell, the whole Batman v Superman, or is it Superman v Batman apocalypse, where Supergirl is first introduced in the DC animated universe series. Is that the first time? Yeah, I think that was the first time. Supergirl was the main focus and her name is nowhere in the title. So don't give me that bullshit. And she's not even like the leader. Don't give me that bullshit of, oh, this person is the leader, so this person cannot get the spotlight, or this person blah 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 blah. Stop. Thomas, stop. Ladybug is the leader, but Chloe has more development than the person whose name is in the literal title of the video. Kagami has more development than Adrien. Kagami has more personality than Adrien. We understand why Kagami is the way she is. She has a mother that's also the same as whatever his name, Gabriel, fuck Hawkmoth. But we see how that affects Kagami and how she just wants to have a normal. Hell, she's had like 3 episodes or so about her, and we know more about this girl. We understand her feelings, how sometimes she kind of like does little tricks, like she's smart, how she tries and get away from maybe duties to do what she wants and just maybe hang out. I won't say hang out. Yeah, she hung out with Adrien on the boat in Desperada, and she also did that thing where she went on that treasure hunt with Marinette, the episode whose name I cannot remember right now. All those are examples of Kagami being rebellious. But Adrien, who we've been with for 3 seasons, I cannot tell you what this boy's favorite color is. I think. That's not even the main problem. Then he goes on, this literal man who created this show went on to say, "I can't believe so many people have a problem with a girl being the leader of a duo. Ladybug isn't the boss, the chief, the captain, or the superior of Cat Noir. They're equal, but she leads because of her abilities. Is it so difficult to let girls lead?" La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This man cannot be serious. He cannot be serious. I'm losing my mind. Is this what it is to be narcissistic? Is this what it means to be full of yourself? To be delusional? To not accept reality? I could bring up so many, oh my god, I could bring up so many things to counter this. You're saying she isn't the boss, the chief, the captain, or superior to Cat Noir. But in every instance of them doing something, it's always Cat Noir saying, okay, I trust you, okay, I'll do what you want. In the first time, or should I say the second episode, whatever, the first time they transformed and they were heroes in Stoneheart, which was the last episode of the season, Cat Noir literally says, okay, I trust you, something tells me this is how it's gonna be from now on. Cat Noir doesn't even give options. If he does, it's maybe a once or twice thing a season. Ladybug is always in control. That's why there are multiple times where Cat Noir even tells her, you're the boss, because he knows she's in charge. I think there was an episode where Adrien actually talked about it, like why she's always taking the lead, and she snarkily said, oh, it's because I am the smart one, or something like that. And then you're gonna argue, oh no, the reason why Cat Noir isn't in charge is because he's immature, or he's very playful, he doesn't take things seriously. We know Cat Noir takes Ladybug's safety more importantly than anybody in the universe, to the point that he sacrifices his life for her on multiple occasions. So don't tell me that Cat Noir is not serious or doesn't take things seriously. It's only in episodes that you want to push a point of, oh, here's why Ladybug is the leader, that you amp up Cat Noir's playfulness to the point of it causing problems. Like in Oblivio, where it was just mentioned that, oh, it's Cat Noir's fault because he was flirting with Ladybug. That's the reason why they lost their memory. But oh no, don't worry, Ladybug is so smart. She wrote explanations on the wall. In I want to say Desperada, but I really hate that episode and I don't like bringing it up even as examples. So let's go with Reflect Doll, where it was literally they swapped Miraculouses. It's now time to see Adrien shine, or let them be in each other's shoes. Ladybug was able to swiftly pick up Cat Noir's powers, but Cat Noir was struggling with Marinette's, Ladybug's, whatever. And people always argued, well, it was the same thing for Marinette. She wasn't able to pick up the Ladybug powers very quickly in the beginning. It was a switch, but it's like, no. We know Adrien is a fighter, he's a fencer, so it's easier for him to fight. Why is it that Ladybug is just a natural born fencer? In the episode, I'm so riled up again, just like the whole Velma video. I can't think very well, but damn it, I'm just so overwhelmed right now. I can't even think straight. Oh my god, the episode where Kagami got akumatized the first time, Ladybug could barely hold her own against her, but we see Cat Noir jump in and is like, oh yes, his training, his everyday life, it helps him for this kind of stuff. The only thing that the miraculous powers give you is super strength and agility, but it doesn't magically give you the powers to fight very well. And it's also been pointed out to me that Ladybug is so snarky and condescending to Cat Noir, always putting him down, always making snide remarks, and that's so true. Imagine if Adrien treated Marinette, Ladybug, whatever, Adrien, God, need to calm down. Imagine if Cat Noir treated Ladybug the way Ladybug treats Cat Noir for just one episode, where he takes his baton and thwacks her on the head because, oh, she made a little mistake, or she made an oopsie, or she didn't think things through, or, oh, she's trying to do something and he's like, you're like maybe taunting her for what her miraculous charm gives her, which he jokes about it, but he doesn't really make fun of her and say, oh, you're never gonna think of something. Like, Ladybug constantly looks down, chides, and degrades Cat Noir, but Cat Noir doesn't do that to Ladybug, which is very, very upsetting to me when it was brought forth to me by a user, and the creator of the show acting like, oh no, this is not a problem. No, it is a you problem. You wrote dialogue of Ladybug looking down on Cat Noir. You write situations where Ladybug is kind of physically abusive to her partner, whereas Cat Noir cannot even dream of smacking Marinette on the shoulder or the head or anything. But we see multiple occasions where Ladybug just thwonks him on the head with her yo-yo. And you can say, oh no, she's trying to keep him on point. Oh no, he's being flirty. Oh no, you are actively defending physical violence because, oh no, the other person was blank. And I need you to evaluate that sentence and what you just said, because don't make excuses for other people's actions. That is not okay. I am not in support of that, and oh boy. I want to close out with a comment I got on the post that I made where I asked for you guys to vote which video I made. This person gave a long, and I mean long, comment, and it would take me a while to read everything, but I'm gonna put it up on screen, and I implore you to pause and read it, because this hunting ground was spitting facts. But I'm gonna try and decompartmentalize. Oh god, I'm gonna try and decompartmentalize. I think that's the right word. Compartmentalize what he said. Whereas, first of all, you have the lucky charms. Ladybug's powers is broken. She has her lucky charm, which calls upon a special power that helps her in any fight, and she has Miraculous Ladybug, which fixes anything. We know her power is creation, so it makes sense that she's able to create things, but also having her uniquely only be able to capture the Ladybug, the Akuma, the butterfly, it kind of creates an imbalance where Cat Noir is only reduced to doing one thing, where Ladybug can do 3 things. So obviously it's like she does more things, and you're trying to tell me these two Miraculouses are yin and yang, because in the beginning of the episode they said, oh, only the Ladybug Miraculous is able to purify things, which doesn't make sense, because creation shouldn't be able to purify. Purify is removing something. So it would have made more sense if the Cat Miraculous could destroy the impurity within the Akuma and set the butterfly free. But then I know some people are like, no, Cat Noir cannot be the one to purify Akumas. That's Ladybug's thing. And if that's your reaction, that's inequality. Why can't Cat Noir be the one to do it? Ladybug already has 2 things. She can create lucky charms and she can fix the problem. It'll make sense that, okay, Cat Noir can destroy anything and remove the Akumas. But then, I know you argue, but Ladybug won't be able to do all her smart antics and fix the problem. Now do you see why there's a problem? Because Ladybug is just doing so much. You could still have Ladybug be the one to tell Cat Noir how to go about removing it, because there's so many times where Ladybug has to hold the object for Cat Noir to cataclysm. Then she has to go in and purify the butterfly. So sometimes Cat Noir's actions of actually defeating the akumatized person is overshadowed by the fact that Ladybug purified the akumatized object. And again, this hunting ground lists off a lot of points in regards to this, which is very interesting. They also talked about Cat Noir's powers, how he has like sharp claws, night vision, super hearing, and the show just never utilizes it. But every time maybe Ladybug gets something so weird and wacky, the show has to amp it up to 11 to try and show, oh my god, this thing is so good. It's everything. She's so smart. But it's like, we could have just used Cat Noir in this situation. The third point is how the show just fails to write partners, whereas it's always Cat Noir is always saving Ladybug. She never acknowledges it, maybe once a season if we're being generous. And when it was her turn to be Cat Noir, that one thing that he does where it's his thing, she couldn't do it. No situation brought up the fact of her sacrificing herself for Ladybug. And then she used Cataclysm. Some people argue, no, she used Cataclysm on the Amok. It's not supposed to work. It's like, yeah, that's a very weak thing, but they just brushed over the mistake. Like it was even it almost sounded like it was an Adrien mistake, Cat Noir mistake. But she did it. She caused the problem, and she's been fighting with Cat Noir, so she should know mocking a giant is wrong. But then she asked Cat Noir, and Cat Noir was like, no, I've never done it before. It's like, okay, then why hasn't Cat Noir ever tried to kill an unmocked thing? Because as this comment already states, the reason why Adrien doesn't go after akumatized villains is because they're living, breathing creatures. He doesn't want to kill them. So why hasn't Cat Noir ever tried to cataclysm an unmocked thing? It's not living. And Ladybug is the first one to do it, and it's a mistake, and no, it's not her fault. We've never done it before. This is the first thing, so it's not her fault. They didn't know. She didn't know. Cat Noir never did it before, so she wouldn't know. Let it go. They also Hunting Ground also explained how Chloe got a 2-parter special, like twice, if you even think about it. But Adrien, when his whole family thing is going down with Emily, with Felix, with Chat Black, 1 episode, and him that is in it, we barely get any alone time with him. It's just like, oh yeah, Adrien is in this thing, but Marinette, look how Marinette feels about this thing. They also point out that when Ladybug screws something up, the writers always have a reason for it, and that's something the fandom likes to say. Marinette always makes mistakes, but Adrien never makes mistakes. Why then, bitch, I wish Adrien would make a mistake so at least they can focus on him. The only mistake you can ever say Adrien ever made was in Copycat, where he made a guy jealous, and that's not even his fault. He was just kind of being territorial and he tried to fix it, but they were showing him like, oh no, he's being so stubborn. But Marinette can literally stalk a guy, follow him to his house, build trash cans, and try to trespass into another person's property. But that's okay. I'm not even trying to get on Marinette's case here, because the reason why she did that was because of Lila, and she doesn't trust Lila. She thinks she's gonna hurt him, but she has done so many things, horrid things, especially in the episode with Kagami, where she spitefully doesn't let something happen, a good thing happen to somebody else, because she doesn't want Adrien to hang out with that person. Like, she literally would ruin someone else's happiness if it just meant them not getting what they want, or she getting what she wanted. And then people will complain, but Adrien never makes a mistake, because the writers are constantly giving Marinette mistakes so she can be the center of attention. That's why. And also this one, this point that they brought up really struck home, where they said Adrien / Cat Noir has always been kept away from the lore by the writers, which is really annoying and borders on bad writing and wasted potential. Yes. They pointed out how the Miracle book was actually revealed in Adrien's house, but through whatever shenanigans, Marinette was still the first one to go and meet Master Fu. Yes, it was argued, oh, it's Plag's fault. Plag didn't tell Adrien the importance of the book. No, the writers made it that way, because if Plag told Adrien the importance of the book, as Cat Noir, he tried to go to where the master is and get revealed, and the story would have been branched into a totally different realm, with Adrien going, okay, how did my dad get this book? You know, and you can't tell me Plag doesn't know where Master Fu is. He does. We know Plag. Adrien gives Plag permission to just go whenever he wants. Adrien doesn't cage Plag in because he's caged in. But it's just Tiki sees the book and she's like, oh no, Marinette, now I think it's time for you. So when Adrien discovered it, it wasn't time. But when Marinette did, by luck, by stealing it from Lila, oh no, she's ready. But Adrien finding it in his own damn house in the vault, no, he's not ready. Thomas, you need to sit down, kill your pride, and do some serious life evaluation. I don't understand when you say things are fair, when literally everything snowballs down into Marinette's direction. And it's not that we don't like female-led shows. I grew up on cartoons with girls being the leaders. Powerpuff Girls, Juniper Lee, Winx, Witch, goddammit, with fantasy, with magical girls, people transforming. It's a lot of the time girls, and when you're trying to say, oh boys, that's more Power Ranger, that's more mech. But with fantasy genres, it's almost always the girl transforming. Lollyrocks, that's also a recent one. And I just like the fact that there was boys that also transformed in your world, but then you say, oh no, this is this. It's like we've had enough girls transforming in this magical world. We like the fact that Adrien was a magical boy, but then you pushed him so far to the back to have Marinette in the forefront. You give her all the problems, you give her all the lore, you give her all the character development, and people are like, yes, we like it, but what about him? And you go, no, they're equal. They are not. Why is it Marinette? If I was petty enough, and I know I am, but I just don't have the time, but if I was petty enough, I would actually go in and time how long Adrien has screen time between Marinette. And then you toss it to me, well, she's the leader, but they're equal. So she's the leader, so that means she gets more screen time, but they're equal, so we should just accept they're equal because you said so. We are not in your head, Thomas. What we see is what you show us, and what you show us is hot garbage when you try and argue the fact that, oh, equality. Like, Hunting Ground goes off in the comments, and I just love everything he said. He, she, they, them, I don't want to assume. But their point about Adrien discovering the book, but it's still managing in Marinette's hands and her getting everything, is super frustrating. Because you could argue, well, it's Plag's fault, but still, Master Fu chose to separate them. Because I think Hunting Ground said this, or somebody else said this, that Master Fu was able to sneak into his house. He could have used that kind of connection. Even if he lied to say, oh, he's Adrien's Chinese teacher, he can also create something like, oh, I wanted to say Mandarin, but I think Mandarin and Chinese are basically the same thing. But he can say, oh, I can be Adrien's insert blank teacher as well, and be sneaking in and giving Adrien like training as well. And you can argue, well, Adrien is sheltered. He cannot leave the house. Marinette has freedom. Adrien literally... Master Fu could tell Plag or another Kwame, he could tell Waze, go to Adrien and teach him. Waze doesn't show up on camera. Simple. Or Waze, go to Adrien, tell him to transform and come and meet me for our midnight training. Simple. It's so easy to involve Adrien in this thing, but he's constantly pushed to the side. And the frustrating thing is that the lore of Miraculous stems from him. His dad is the villain. His mom is in a coma. The peacock and the the peacock and the butterfly Miraculous are in his house. So much could be stretched from him. But the show has to go through such asinine levels to try and involve Marinette in the story that it's so frustrating and boring to watch. At this point, I'm just watching Miraculous because I'm invested. But I hate every single thing I see. I hate that the character I love so very much is constantly pushed to the back, constantly ignored, constantly shat upon, and then I, who is a fan of him, am the bad guy because I want more for him and a little less of the character that is being pushed everywhere. Adrien is not appreciated. Adrien is not promoted. Adrien is just used in the title to try and get a large audience of people, and then when we get here, I always see, wait, this wasn't what we were promised. Oh, how dare you! You don't like girls as the leaders. You're the problem here. No, you are. You manipulated me. You gave me false information. And you are an asshole. I fucking hate you. I have said more than my piece. I'm tired. My throat hurts. I need to shut up. Just be better. Do better. How hard is it to just not be scummy or mean or rude or misleading? Just be better, please. I'm tired, I swear. But yeah, that is all I have to say, folks. I've recorded 2 mentally frustrating videos in a row. You understand why. The video that's coming up after this one, I recorded it before this one. Yeah, the video that's coming after this one, I recorded it before this current one. So you can understand where my mental state is when you put those 2 back to back. Okay. I'm done with the internet for a bit. I'm gonna go do things that make me happy. Maybe I'll watch Harley Quinn. Maybe I'll stream it after I stream She-Ra. Who knows? But yeah. Thanks everybody so much for clicking to watch. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Comment down below anything you want to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this frustrating situation as well. And yeah, that's all from me. Thanks again for being here. And with that being said, this is TVC. Mwah. Signing out.